So, good afternoon, one and all. Today, I will be talking about the overview of global industry. Global industry means I'm going to speak about the pharmaceutical industry, medical device, and the nutraceutical. So this would be beneficial to all the participants to understand where we are and where we want to go in our career path. And that's why I brought all the content from the internet, which is freely available, and I have acknowledged the source. So before I proceed to my main presentation, I would like to spend few minutes about us, telling about us. So we are Raj, Global Pharma Regulatory Affair Consultant, and Raj Pharma e-learning. So we have 11 years old organization, and before that I worked in industry for around 20 years for
सॉरी सौरभ जल्दी चार्ज है ठीक है अभी आप आ गए तो लाइन वाइज
So coming back to, I served industry for around 20 years, and with us there are 10 people working in Thane Center, and there are 25 trainers and other
नंबर आ गया
auditors working with us.
आ गया या आ रहा है
Can you please keep on
तो
mute?
वंदे मातरम ठीक है आप तीनों जाना आपके साथ जाएगा
Shall I proceed? Yeah. So this is our mission. Mission of Raj GPRSC is to empower the employees' productivity and skill development through relevant education, skill development, and market-focused livelihood program in life science, pharma, biotech, nutra, and healthcare industry. Healthcare includes your medical devices, okay, and to empower women who are willing to make second career in pharma, life science, and healthcare industry. And our quality policy is described here. You will find on our website www.rajpharmaelearning.com. So I am also a pharmacist like you, and I spent around completed 30 years in various segment. I started my career from R&D till the global regulatory affair. I'm a lead auditor now, and we have faced more than 100 audits. We are handling more than 100 clients and trained as Naresh told. We have completed almost 26 to 27,000 candidate training program. So this is my favorite slide, the learning is much more than training. The learning is more, much more than the training. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So this is very important slide, and everyone should keep in mind that learning is much more than the training, and this is said by Alvin Toffler. So, as you must have seen that there are a couple of bodies, institute, academia, they are helping us to bridge this gap. So, what I mean to say here, who will bridge the gap? Because freshers are not preferred in pharma, biotech, or the medical device industry. Unlike IT industry, where is it is a labor intensive, and freshers have 3 to 6 months fewer training before being given the project. Correct. So it's very difficult for the freshers coming out of university with their degree like BPharm, MPharm, MSc, BTech, whatever biomedical engineer. So they are not easily hired in the industry, and that's why you have to go for the skill based program or to improve in your competency level, your skills, so that it would be easy for you to work in different kind of industry. Okay. And that is why there are dedicated training centers, that is the need of our, so because of need of the hour, we also started our training institute since 2010, 11 years back, you can see, and that's the reason we have skilled so many employees, more than 27,000 during this 10, 11 years. And not only in regulatory affairs. We have trained in multiple segment like the clinical research, pharmacovigilance, quality assurance. So we offer various program based on the we have adapted the curriculum and the training methodology which is suitable to current requirement and how the student who have been trained will grab the opportunity in the industry. And you might have heard that there are rising number of, the warning letters, the 483 observations are coming out of the Western regulator like US FDA, Europe, Canada, and all due to the quality compliance, data integrity issues, lack of recording proper information. And, thanks to, we are proud. Proudly associate with IBSC, that is Indian Biomedical Skill Consortium, with whom we offer, the quality assurance, quality management program for the biomedical engineers. And we have couple of institute wherein we have tie up with our mutual understanding to offer various skill-based program in the regulatory affairs, quality assurance, CTD, the RA in APIs, clinical research, pharmacovigilance, medical devices, medical writing, patent and test procedure, and the nutraceutical. So these are the popular program which we offer, and it is the duration is also very small, the 3 months, 6 month, 4 month program, and anyone can learn from anywhere because we offer this during COVID point, the pandemic, we are offering all through the online portal. So these are all e-learning online education program. And not only we offer the technical program, we offer the soft skill program and the action workshop about like train the trainer, problem solving, personal productivity, good working practices, feedback coaching, effective leadership, campus to corporate, how to build best quality culture, 25 rules of effective management, 6 keys to influence people. So all these programs are essential when you are working in any kind of industry, though it is a pharma, medical, IT, engineering, or any kind of industry. All these skills are very much required. And that's why we offer some soft skill and action workshop to get benefit out of it. As I said, we offer the certificate program in quality assurance with the this IBSC, and we offer these 5 modules for the medical devices in which the global MDR we have covered US, Europe, and India. Then the quality management system as per ISO 13485, risk management, risk analysis as per ISO 14971, technical file preparation for India, US, Europe, regulatory submission again to notified body like 510K, ISMR, PMA, then Sugam portal submission, and so on. So we offer all this program as a, earlier we used to offer this as a classroom training session. Now everything is converted to the online session due to the COVID. And we offer again in-house seminars wherein we travel to the company premises as per the the client requirement. We offer the client specific tailor made program, and there are a couple of hands on program like we have CTD, pharmacovigilance, and so on, wherein we offer hands on training program. Then apart from all these services in medical devices, pharma, nutraceutical, our major focus is to offer the skilled job training courses into all this sector by 24, by 7 hours. So we bring almost 12 to 15 courses in which people get benefits out of it. This is our classroom. We are based out of Thane, Mumbai. These are our classes wherein all the students taking advantage of it. We have online exams and all. So that's about the Raj Global Pharma Regulatory Affair Consultant. Thanks once again for giving me opportunity to speak about the overview of global industry. So I hope all students have joined by this time. I could see 20 people have joined. So let us start with the main topic called overview of global industry. Okay. Global industry, before we proceed, let us understand about facts of India. You know, we should, I'm a very patriotic person. I love my India, and I'm really proud to say I'm an Indian, because there are really facts about India. 10, you will Google, you will find 10 amazing facts of India, 40 amazing facts of India. We are world's largest democracy, and we are second largest speaking English speaking nation in the world. We are third largest standing army force, over 1.5 billion strong. So you can see we have varieties of languages, spoken language, written language, and so many things. You can say, the India is really, it's a state of the art. If you consider the globe, you can see we have everything in our India, everything. No need to go here and there, if you ask me, because we are, the second largest English speaking countries amongst, top 10. You can see, though we have so many spoken language, Hindi, Gujarati, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu, and so many Assamese and all, still we are the, second largest English speaking countries in the world, and that is the advantage of it. And we have so good institute, like you are already studying in NIPOD is the best, university, I would say. The JSS, NIPOD, there are so many ICT and all, wherein I am invited as a guest speaker. And today I'm fortunate to, connect with you. I've already visited your campus, 2 to 3 times in Hyderabad, but now due to COVID, I'm coordinating with you through online portal. So let us start with understanding about different industry. So we will start with the pharmaceutical industry first, and then we'll move forward with the medical devices and the nutraceutical. Is it okay? Say yes or no.
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Uh, I need everyone to pay attention. Okay. So please pay your attention. Stop me in between if you have any question. Raise your hands, or you can write your question in the chat box also. Okay, but please be attentive. So about pharma industry, as I said, Indian pharma is in third position in world in terms of volume and 14th position in terms of value. So currently we are exporting the drugs to more than 200 countries, vaccines and biopharmaceutical products to about 151 countries. Okay, so India is the largest provider of generic drugs globally. Am I right? So Indian pharmaceutical sector industry supplies over 50% of global demand for various vaccines and 40% of generic demand in the US and 25% of all medicines in UK. So most of the pharmaceutical, companies, they focus on regulated and the semi-regulated market. What is the difference between semi-regulated and the regulated? Regulated means they have to follow strictly all rules, regulations, directives. They are stringent guidelines which you are mandatory to follow. Semi-regulated means you have little bit of liberty, and you can still follow some guidances and register your product and get the marketing approval. Okay. So this globe is divided into regulated and the semi-regulated market, out of which all ICH region, that is US, Europe, Japan, falls under the highly regulated market. But along with that, there are Australia, then the Nigeria, Kenya, all these Canada, all these countries are coming towards highly regulated market because they have started using ECTD, as their electronic submission, and they are started following all strict guidelines, the regulations, and so many things. They are asking us to follow, apart from the submitting dossiers in ECTD CTD format. So always, if you see, there is stricter regulation, lots of documents being generated. That means naturally the document specialist, regulatory specialist, the regulatory affair operations, then the regulatory information management systems, regulatory intelligence. So many opportunities will arise, due to stricter regulation and standards and norms we have to follow as an applicant. Okay. So during last 5 years, you can see there is a huge demand in this regulatory affairs, regulatory operations, and there was, up to 5% rise, 500% rise in the past 5 years. Why? Because of the advanced technology, electronic world, the digitalization, everything becomes, electronic, and that's how this pharmaceutical industry is growing very fast. You can see and you can find out the statistics of opportunities in the different companies, the consulting companies, etc. You can see the consulting companies like the Cognizant Consulting, TCS, Tata Consulting. So all these companies are also growing up tremendously because of the job opportunities, right? Now coming to the global pharmaceutical industry, which is worth US dollar 1.57 trillion, not billion, trillion by 2023, and we are in 2021 now. Just it is 2 years, right? So we can reach up to 1.57 trillion. So this growth, you can see it's predicted on the basis of various factors like market drivers, current and upcoming trends, current growth patterns, and market challenges. Then the North America is expected to retain its leading position in the global pharmaceutical market with market share of 45.33% in 2023 and improving on its market share compared to 2017. So you can see the North America, similarly Europe, Asia Pacific, Latin America, Middle East countries, then Africa, it is called MIA. All these countries and the regions will see by 2023 the tremendous growth. You can see 20.24%, 24.07% in Asia Pacific, then MIA, So after 2 to 5 years, see there is potential opportunities for all RAQA people, and this is good enough to understand the global level how this pharma industry works and how we are progressing. So you can see the market share of global pharmaceutical market: Europe, Asia Pacific, Middle East and Africa, Latin America, and North America. You can see, so tremendous growth. Okay. And that's how we should learn all these international standards, international regulatory affairs, and all the compliance system. And nowadays, you have to learn about 21 CFR parts, data integrity, computer system validation, along with the regulatory intelligence and the worldwide regulatory affairs. So there are certainly some growth drivers and some inhibitors as well. So let us see what are the growth drivers and the inhibitor for this global pharma industry. So growth drivers are like growing and aging population, increasing access of pharmaceuticals to poor and middle class families due to their rising disposable income. Correct? Everybody is earning, right? And they are rising their income, and increasing focus on rare and specialty disease. So many of us, like many of the companies, have started focusing on the rare disease. Now COVID, just take the example, so many people have entered into manufacturing of masks, making sanitizers, making ppe kit, then the vaccine sera, then the thermometer, rapid kits, and so many diagnostic kits, correct? So people are focusing, the more on towards the rare and the specialty disease. Then the innovation in advanced biologics, nucleic acid therapeutics, cell therapies, and bioelectronics, and implantable field. So you must have seen now from head to toe, you have each kind of medical device. Even a simple, if you have to check the pregnancy, you have the Prega kit. Okay. If you have to check blood sugar, you have the glucometer. So everything is available right from your head to toe. So, however, parts are available in your body, you must have learned about the anatomy and the physiology of our body. Everything is available nowadays, right? The heart, the pacemaker, X-ray machine, everything. We will cover this under the medical devices. When we talk about drivers, there are some inhibitors like increasing cost controls in key pharma markets, tightening of the government policies, decreasing R&D expenditure due to slowdown in the global pharma industry, decreasing return on investment in generics pharma market due to price erosion. So of course price erosion is tremendous. There are DPCO Act, NPPA. So many people are getting very low profit, low margin in the generic and other items which are manufactured and sold throughout the world. But it is, and on the other hand, the patient are getting at the cheaper rate. But still, other factors like suppose now petrol prices increase, the lifestyle item, other household items, the rates are increased. So there are some inhibitors, of course, So that is why the decrease in return and decrease in the R&D expenditure due to slowdown in global pharma industry. So these are the inhibitors, what we spoke just now. So these are the top 10 pharma companies by 2020. You can see Roche, Pfizer, Johnson& Johnson, Merck, Novartis, Abbvie, Takeda, then Bristol Myers, Sanofi, Amgen. So these are the top 10. This number always get changed everywhere, every year based on the profit ratio. Okay. So you can see the total revenue from the pharmaceutical segment in US dollar billions. So these are all, billions figure. So big, player they are. So you can see Pfizer is always, on top. Pfizer and Novartis, Merck and all, top five to top 10 company. Every is Abbott. Then two, three company, three of the company I have already worked with. Now let us talk about the global pharmaceutical market segmentation. Okay. Segmentation means what? It is a form of sorting, correct? Arranging items in a systematic manner. So once items are sorted into distinct groups like segments based on certain criteria, specific actions can then be taken based on their criteria. Okay. So the process entails dividing the market of potential customers and clients into segments based on the characteristics such as interest or needs so that marketing messages, tactics, and the content can become more targeted. So uh, I will just explain in this way like market segmentation, how it is. These are the types of market segmentation: geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. Okay, so this is how the market segmentation happens based on geographic means it is country wise, right? City, density of that country, population, language, climate, area, and the population. Correct? So this is based on your geography. Then demographic means age, gender, income, education, social status, family, life, and occupation. Psychographic means lifestyle, your interest, your concern, your personality, values, attitudes. And behavioral means benefits, purchase, usage, intent, occasion, buyer stage, user status, life cycle stage, and engagement. So that is how this market segmentation looks like. So now we see after the market segmentation the types of pharmaceutical products. Types of pharmaceutical products. So different types of pharmaceutical companies specialize in making different pharmaceutical formulation. Right? The oral drugs, parenteral formulation, topical medicine, modified release formulation, novel drug formulation, oncology. You know, then the types of pharmaceutical product, when we look at the pharma product, based on what part of the body they affect, so their main types are as follow: digestive system. Okay, so what are the different dosage form available for our digestion? Correct. So antacids, antiflatulence, proton pump inhibitors, laxatives, antispasmodics, and so on. Cardiovascular, same additionally beta blockers, diuretics, antiarrhythmics, vasoconstrictors, vasodilators, anticoagulants, and hemostatic drug. Nervous system, again, this is hypnotic, anesthetics, antipsychotics, antidepressant, and so on. So similarly, when we talk about the type of dosage form and type of immune system and all, type of pharmaceutical product and the uh, uh, type of the pharmaceutical product and the dosage form. Then we consider the type of pharmaceutical product with respect to our body, the part of the body which will affect. Again, immune system, further antibiotics, antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, anti-allergic. Endocrine is androgens, estrogens, gonadotropin, corticosteroids, thyroid hormones, and so on. Now, we have discussed the segmentation, the types of dosage form, the type of, the pharmaceutical products based on our body of the part. Okay. Now, let us discuss how these pharmaceutical companies do the business. So, there are four types of pharmaceutical companies. One is called mainline, second, research and development, third is generic, and other types. So, we will describe one by one. These all four types companies have their own area of specialization, right? And expertise catering to different segments of the pharmaceutical industry. And all of them have an equal contribution to the industry, irrespective of the amount of inventions or turnover that is associated with their name. While some may manufacture more products, there are others whose products matter more. So, how it is divided? Mainline means large multinational pharmaceutical companies that manufacture multiple drugs, most of which are well known and are in common usage. Like you must have heard about the antacid or the paracetamol like crocin or the anti hypertensive like atorvastatin, lovastatin, and so on. So large multinational pharmaceutical companies that manufacture multiple drugs, most of which are well known, okay, and are in common usage. So these companies moreover have various manufacturing plants to keep the supply of their drug in check, with the horde of researchers backing them with the scientific excellence. So you might have heard about the Cipla, Sandoz, then Sun Pharma, and there are a couple of others like Piramal, Ranbaxy, so many companies, they have their multiple products which are in common usage, and they are like in thousand crores companies like Alchem, Sun Pharma, Ciplas, Lupin, and all. So they are into such kind of business. So they have various manufacturing plants at different location worldwide, and they supply this product to protect public health. Correct? Because they have very strong backing R&D, then the all the manufacturing sites and with the scientific excellence. They are very good skilled people, so that they can serve people to provide all kind of products in time, right? Then the research and development. These companies, despite being smaller in size than the mainline companies, focus primarily on the research and development front, innovating or inventing new products, novel product formulation or methods. Although they don't manufacture drugs for a market, they help the bigger companies manufacture them, working as a consultant or the contractor. So you might have heard about the CRO, right? There are small CMO also, so who helps in research and development activities, which is done by this mainline business owner, like bigger company, who outsource their R&D. Some people outsource some analytical method validation, method development, or some critical tests like impurity profiling, elemental analysis, or some people go for the BAB studies, the clinical trials and toxicological study. So for these, there are certain CROs and CMOs available, and this is the second type of the segment which we describe. So one of the example for the contractor is Zim Lab is a great example for such companies. So they provide all kind of R&D work for other big players. Now come to the generics. These companies don't have any patents or on their products or even a research team for that matter. Correct? So they don't work on the research, and they rather work on the formulation for which the patent is expired. Correct? So you might have heard about para 1, 2, 3, 4 patent. So generally, generic people see to that whose patent is expired, and they start the development. They tweak the formulation, and then they enter into the generic market in US, like in US as a ANDA application or 505(b)(2) application, Europe, or any semi-regulated market. So these companies can help in letting the drug reach a wider consumer base due to the significant reduction in price. Since generic doesn't require the clinical trials to conduct this phase 1, 2, 3, and the non-clinical in animal, it saves lots of time and money, and that is why they can offer drugs at the lesser price. Then other types. The fourth one is other types. Means additional pharmaceutical companies also exist with the pharmaceutical industry. And these include those companies that manufacture bulk compounds and chemicals for use in the production of the prescription and the OTC. And biological products companies represent another type of company found in the world of pharmaceuticals. And they produce vaccines, serum, and blood products. So these are the four main segment if you consider the pharma industry. Correct? Are you with me? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. So now we see global pharmaceutical manufacturing. How big we are, the global pharmaceutical manufacturing market size was valued at US dollar 324.42 billion in 2019, and it is expected to grow at a compound annual growth of 13.74%. Just see, there is a tremendous growth, tremendous scope, because government has given all subsidy, the lands is given, lots of park are coming up, and lots of startup companies are they are going for this business. They are starting their own facility or small scale, and then they enter into the large scale. So that's how the global manufacturing market size is also increasing day by day. And the continuous investment made by the pharmaceutical and the outsourcing firms to expand their manufacturing facilities have positively impacted this market growth. Correct? And You can see the drug approvals by regulatory bodies is also expected to fuel the pharmaceutical manufacturing procedure. And you can see all these figures from the net because large number of ongoing clinical trials have also created numerous growth opportunities in the market for pharmaceutical manufacturing. Because see, after certain stage, after going into generic business for 10, 20 years, people feel like to start with some innovative product, and they start gathering innovative ideas and try to bring some unique product into the market by researching themselves. And then if you want to launch any new product into the market, of course you have to go for the non-clinical and clinical trial to prove that they are safe, right? And if it is generic, you have to prove that it is bioequivalent to the innovator product. And so that's how people are getting more and more opportunities because lots of clinical trials are going around. And this is how the global drug market top segments, sub segment shares like anti-diabetics, antivirals, antihypertensives, anti-asthmatics, anti-rheumatoid arthritis, and see the other drugs. Yeah, see the other drugs. So original branded medicine have the largest share in the pharmaceutical industry and they are projected to have 56% share in the global spending. Correct? So the global spending on generic medicine will probably reach up to see US dollar 495 to 505 billion by 2021. Means this year. So people are spending on generic medicine because they cannot afford the branded drugs because of the high cost. And it is increasing day by day. You can see so much rise. We are in 2021 now, right? So it of course include branded and non-branded generics, and it is really going at the much faster pace. You can see through the pie chart. This is the global spending product wise. So I hope you understood the importance of pharma industry, the growing business, and how we have to keep ourselves upgraded with the skills, competency required to cater services in the pharma industry globally. Now we start with the medical device industry. That is also huge, huge business, huge segment. Now you will see next 5 years there will be uh, tremendous opportunities in this segment because medical devices benefit patients by helping healthcare provider diagnose and treat patient and helping patient overcome sickness or disease, improving their quality of the life. As I said earlier, from head to toe, there are all kind of medical devices available. When you enter in the body, you see all types like the knee replacement, the hip implant, the heart pacemaker, intraocular lens. You can see everything like deep brain stimulator. In that matter, like right from your wheelchair, diabetic test strips, MRI machine, ECG machine. So many medical devices are available in the market. And the medical clusters are coming up, right? Already this AMTZ, Telangana, Visakhapatnam, you must have seen so many big park, the medical device parks are coming up. Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Haryana, Delhi. And there are a couple of Orissa, Chandigarh, Goa. You might have seen the articles published recently during last 6 months. Lots of medical devices parks are coming up, medtech zone and all. So lots of opportunities, guys. You are still young and you try to grab this opportunity, try to improve your knowledge on the subject. I will just give you a brief idea about the global market for the medical devices. Let us start with India first. Medical device industry in India. So India is among the top 20 global markets for the medical devices, and this market is expected to increase 35.4%. See, CAGR to reach this many billions, 50 billion in 2020. Correct? So the medical devices sector in India comprises large multinational and small and mid-sized companies. And our government of India has commenced various initiatives to strengthen the medical device sector with emphasis on research and development and what and 100% FDI for medical devices to boost the market. And from April 2000 to June 2020, FDI inflows in the medical and surgical appliances sector reached up to 2.13 billion. That's really great news for us, right? All of us. So medical device industry is there are so many, because of joint venture. Some companies are wholly owned, some are share acquisition, partnership, merger, acquisition. So this foreign direct investment, that is FDI, because of FDI, there are lots of acquisition, merger, joint venture are happening, and that's the reason, there are lots of this park are coming in India. So what are the advantages to boom this sector in India? First is increasing demand, then opportunities to export, correct, and the policy support and the increasing investment, correct. Increasing demand means, of course, there are so huge demand for the medical facilities and the medical equipment, and the various government initiatives such as product linked incentives, that is PLI scheme for medical devices, and establishing medical parks will augment the demand and opportunities to export. So industry is driven by 75 to 80% imports from. So till now we are dependent on importing the devices from US, China, and Germany. But since our the Indian MDR rule has changed, the government is encouraging startups and all these clusters to come up with the new innovative ideas and the techniques, the advanced techniques to build our medical device park. Because of that, this import will decrease and export should increase. Our export of medical devices will increase slowly during next 5 years. And you might have heard about the Indian MDR rule 2017 had changed. Then Europe MDR also changed, and that's why there are lots of change due to lots of changes happening around. Everybody, every applicant, every manufacturer is under transition phase. They have to implement that MDD, the medical device directives, to the MDR as per medical device regulations 2017. There is a huge scope for ISO 13485, risk management, risk assessment, internal auditors. So all these things matters a lot because lots of opportunities in export. Then the policy support, 100% FDI is allowed in the medical devices sector in India, and the categories such as equipment and instruments, consumable items, implants attract most of the FDI. And as part of the invitation sent to Japanese investor to invest in medical device sector, India is targeting 1200 technical collaboration. This news is very good for us, am I right? So Japanese investors are coming up because of our policy support. This is, one of the advantage in India. Then you will see lots of investors are there coming up. They are investing. into this segment. Okay, this sector has attracted significant investment over the years, and government plans to invest significantly in establishing medical devices parks in four states that I have shown you: Telangana, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and so on. And this park will be provided to the respective states. 100% FDI will boost investment from the private companies to this sector. Generally, medical devices are categorized based on the risk. Okay. In India and Singapore, it is classified as A, B, C, D. Class A means low risk. Class B means low moderate risk. Class C means moderate to high risk. And class D means the high risk, means the highest amongst these three. So that is how the classification is based on the risk, correct? In other countries, if you see, uh, before that, I will show the examples. Like low risk means nasopharyngeal catheter or the surgical dressing. It comes under class A, that is low risk. Low moderate, that is class B, is intravenous catheter or the disinfectants. Class C, moderate high means bone cement, bifurcation stent. And class D means high, which has high risk, that is copper T, cardiac patches, or pacemaker or something like that comes under high risk, and that is why it is classified under class. Clear classification is based on the risk involved. So like that, there are classification in US, Europe, Australia, Canada, and Japan. You can see class 1, class 2, class 3. In some countries, it is divided into, class 1 or class 2B. This is class 2A, 2B, class 3. So, how this classification is done? Based on the low risk to high risk. Then you see the top 10 medical device companies by this medical device segment in US dollar. You can see Medtronic is the topmost, Johnson& Johnson, Thermo Fisher, Abbott, correct? So GE Healthcare, Philips, Business Medical, Siemens, BD, Cardinal Health. So these are all top 10 medical devices companies, though there are thousands of companies in the mid-level and the small size companies. Okay, so this is how the medical device market size looks like. You can see from 2015 to 2025. We see tremendous growth. So this market is then expected to grow, recover and grow at the CAGR of 6.1% from 2021 and reach up to 603.5 billion in 2023. Is it interesting? So you can see market size of medical device, and these are the segments. So going forward beyond 2020, a rapid increase in the prevalence of the infectious disease and increasing prevalence of chronic disease will support the market. The factors that could hinder the growth of the medical device market in the future include supply chain disruption. Why I have written this? There will be a supply chain disruption because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Lots of manufacturers face the challenges to import the material, the supply to the raw material, the component required to manufacture the final product, that is medical devices. Because China is now banned, most of the material people used to buy from China. Then the Germany, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and so on. So there is lots of disruption happening due to only COVID, but the situation will improve maybe by next year or next to next year. Let us see. Everybody started taking vaccine, so the things will improve now. So you can see the medical equipment industry based on medical imaging equipment, operating room surgical, patient monitors, cardiovascular. You can see how big is industry. This is just an equipment industry. I will slowly take you further, and you will be surprised to see how big this segment is. How big is the medical device market? This is by geography. The North America, Europe, Middle East and Africa, and South America. And this is again Asia Pacific APAC. So you can see the segment, the increase. You can see the growth. So North America was the largest region in the global market, global medical device market. Okay. Then it was followed by Asia Pacific and the Western Europe. Correct? And then this will be followed by Middle East, Africa. You can see here, right? US, Western Europe, Middle East, Africa, Eastern Europe, and then the Asia Pacific. This is how this medical device market segmentation look like. You can see this forecast for the surgical and infection control device, general medical devices, cardiovascular, orthopedic, home healthcare. By 2023, you can see the growth in each segment. This is cardiovascular, this is general medical devices, and these are all surgical. So at the rate of 5.2 CAGR, it's increasing. How we define the pharmaceutical market segmentation like that? Medical device segmentation, you will see based on the type of device, by type of expenditure, and by end user and by geography. Okay, it is by type of device. Type of device: in vitro diagnostic, dental equipment, ophthalmic, diagnostic, cardiovascular, hospital, surgical. Or you can see A to O. You can read in your mind. A to O. So these are the market segmentation by the type of device. Okay. The next is global dental care equipment market. See, 308 million. You can see the increase in this market. North America, Europe, APAC, and ROW. So all general dental devices and equipment, general dental surgical devices and equipment, and dental diagnostic imaging devices and equipment are in huge demand nowadays. You can see all people are behind the cosmetic surgery. They want to have their smile nice. Then there are lots of dental treatment also. You would see many people undergoes, right? And there is continuous demand. Now the braces, in old days, braces used to place on teeth to pull it behind. But nowadays, Invisalign, you might have heard, Invisalign is available. So whenever it is placed on your denture, it doesn't look like you have placed some braces. So that's advanced technology helps us to increase this demand and increase, of course, the growth is there. Profit is also there. So now ophthalmic device we'll consider. So vision care device, equipment, cataract surgery device, diagnostic and monitoring ophthalmic, refractive surgery device and equipment. So many types of devices available, and see the rate of increase. In vitro diagnostics, right? In vitro diagnostics. point of care diagnostics, immunochemistry diagnostic, clinical chemistry diagnostic, molecular diagnostic, so many, see, microbiology, hematology, and so on. And see the growth. Then the diagnostic imaging equipment, X-ray, ultrasound, computed tomography, magnetic resonance, nuclear, and so on. Then these surgical sutures, staples, patient monitoring devices like vital parameter, fetal, neonatal, weight monitoring, remote patient monitoring. You see? Now come to by end user. End user means the medical device market can be segmented by end user into like home care, hospital, diagnostic centers, and laboratories. They are also increasing at the rate of 8.6%. You see. So these are just 4 tips for medical device market. That is, know your audience, build industrial relationship, embrace digital technology, and employ content marketing. Now we see what are the opportunities and the recommendation, right? So the top opportunities in medical device market segmented by type of device will arise. In vitro diagnostic market, which will gain 23.4 billion. Then by end user will grow up to the 130 billion, and by type of healthcare expenditure will arise in public healthcare expenditure segment will gain by 81.7%. Okay, and the medical device market size will gain the most in USA at 37.6 billion. So the recommendation is, to take advantage of these opportunities, you focus on the development of wearable and mobile application. Now you know that AI, VR, all technology, Android technology is available. So focus on development of wearable and the mobile application, which is user friendly, easily acceptable, recommended. Focusing on hybrid imaging technology to develop innovative imaging equipment. You might have heard about 3D, technology. Focusing on developing devices with low ionizing radiation. Investing in developing technological advanced medical devices and developing portable medical devices, realizing the demand from customer and the consumers. So once you understand the customer requirement, you can design your and develop your medical device accordingly, because the player adopted strategy in the medical device market include expanding product portfolio through strategic acquisition and the sustainable investment. Then the last segment is the nutraceutical. This is also upcoming segment, and lots of people you might have heard now moving forward with the Nutra and Ayurvedic treatment, because they are fed up of with the allopathy treatment. So the Nutra global market size is projected to reach about US dollar 722.49 billion by 2027. And rising awareness regarding calorie reduction, weight loss in countries including US, China, and India is expected to promote the application of nutraceutical, which in turn will have substantial impact on the industry growth. So you can see the global market for nutraceutical also, North America, Europe, Asia Pacific, ROW. That is also increasing. So size of nutraceutical market in India is over rupees 10,000 crore industry and likely to grow at the rate of 15%. You can see there are functional food, functional beverages, dietary supplements, sport drinks, fortified juices, glucose powders, probiotics, fortified foods, vitamin supplement, minerals, macronutrients, herbal extract, and so on. You can see the increase in potential geography by the nutraceutical. In the country's nutraceutical industry is already making waves in the APAC nutra industry after Japan and China. You can see there is growth in nutraceutical market as well. So nutraceutical are categorized under like nutraceuticals, health supplements, food for special dietary use other than infant and those products intended to be taken under medical advices, and food for special medical purpose and the novel food. So you can see with just one I have added. So many people, always think like, the food is, healthy or food is good for, some people says prevention is better than cure, correct? So they don't rely on any medicine. They just keep the good habit of eating good food, right? Some people say nutraceutical, some is, medicine, Ayurvedic, OTC. So where I belong, where I belong,
क्या नहीं हो रहा है क्या मैम?
you have to decide. Then because of the hello, hello, everyone want to look healthy and the young, right? Who represent the aging segment? You can see Madhuri Dixit, Hema Malini, Amitabh Bachchan, who would like to look young? Everyone, correct? Now you can see Madhuri Dixit is born in 1967 and I am 1968, but who looks young, correct? So like that, nutraceutical are capturing market because of the, aging segment. So last but not the least, education is very, essential. So it is expense or investment that you have to decide. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Okay. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. But if you talk to him in his language, that goes to in his heart. That is Nelson Mandela. Am I right? So the future is healthy. So please focus, on your career, your, what you say, your own skill development, passion, and everything. So thank you very much for your kind attention. I have covered the global industry from the medical device, pharmaceutical, and the nutraceutical per se. And I will stop this lecture now. And if you have any question, we will take up this and then we will discuss about the regulatory affair, the profession, the importance of regulatory affairs as well. So thank you once again for your kind attention. And now we open for the question and answer session.